Right guys, we're back on this S15 again. Previously we had the arches moulded onto the car, and I've done this the other night. This side's on now, smooth, ready for primer. So now the wheels are like, the tyres are like sitting in the body. This side's been done. 30mm over fenders, D-Max style ones. So we've filled, make it look like more original to the car. And now we're going to tackle this front bumper. As you know, all fiberglass kit is not direct fit. Down here it droops down a bit, and same as the other side. But this comes original, this front bar. We had to take it off because on the original bumper, the bumper sits over this, and on this one, it comes down. So basically, I'm going to try to chop these ends off, remove this centre bit, bolt these back onto the car, and see if we can give it that extra lift on the fiberglass front bumper to push the above the lights. Let's give it a go. Now the all three pieces has been ripped off on the bar. Let's see. We don't need this because the bumper sits lower, the centre bit sits lower. So now we're going to bolt these back on to here, like that. Hopefully it gives it a bit more lift. So now let's get it done. And there it is. The bolt back up underneath the headlights. Hopefully it gives it a bit more of a lift. So the moment of truth is, let's get that bumper on. See if it, the gaps are better. The bumper's on. She's still droops down a little bit. So the next plan is to get that up a bit, because we need a little bit more of a lift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of these bars. This is a template, so I'm going to weld a bar across this original bar on the edge like that, and it gives it a lift, and then that's all we can do really. So let's get onto it. As you see, both sides have been welded with the rods to give it the little lift we needed for the fiberglass bumper. So now we're going to put the fiberglass bumper on and see what it looks like. Now the bumper's back on the car. The gaps are a lot better than before. I think the next job I'm going to do is to do the roof, so I can actually prime the roof, get the epoxy primer, because the material on this that owner brought down is obviously not helping it, not the correct product, that's why it's rusting through. So best thing for us to do is actually sand it all down, take all the primer that's on the vehicle that the owner put on or came in to this, to bare metal. So then we put our epoxy primer on, and then I'm going to sand that down. We're not going to sand it all down, we're going to feather it in, and then this bit here will be in Custom Paints urethane primer, because we want to block it again to get the straightness, because obviously it's a fiberglass kit, I want it as straight as possible. So let's sand this down. The S15 is now in the booth, degreased off, it's still a bit damp. I'm going to get the booth on in a minute to dry the degreaser off a bit, but See, we bare metaled it, took all the old products off that the owner put on when the car come in to protect it, and it was like, it just come off with ease really, so it's easy just to take all the bare metal, the paint off so it's bare metal. So our product, our epoxy primer, just sticks straight to the metal and gives it a good adhesion. And we feathered it in because we can't take these side windows out, because to cut them out you run a risk of damaging the trim, so the owner tells us to mask it out when it's repaint. We're going to primer up the over fenders in urethane custom paints a primer. That's going to be in white, and this side and all. Right, these are the two products I've used on the car. The car's all sprayed now, so custom paints primer, urethane. The reason why we used it on repaint is because it's urethane, not acrylic. And also, you can see here, acrylic urethane primer. It gives it like a flex, and basically it's better than acrylic and polyester primers really. So that's why we used that on the on all our repaints. Ceramics, because custom paint don't do epoxy primer. We do this because it's on bare metal on the roof, and it's just yeah, it basically, if everyone knows epoxy, it just adheres to the metal. Best material going. This is the hardener for it. Obviously we ordered the primer in coloured to match the car, and this is the thinners, so you need their thinners to yeah, use their primer. So now we'll just have a look at the car. There you go. The roof is in Ceramix primer, as I said, tinted to close to the factory body colour, because you're ordering the colour anyway, the primer, so why not ask the paint manufacturer, the paint supplier, to mix it the same colour? So no common sense, isn't it? And the arch has been primered in obviously custom paints primer, because they only do three colours, which is white, black and grey. So obviously we use white because we paint the car white. See, when it's in thriller and not in primer, you can't see the shapes and lines. Once it's in primer, it looks factory, isn't it?